Hello friends, this is Crypto Coach with you. In this video, we'll talk about a very interesting project called Altius. Altius has a clear and necessary utility that essentially speeds up any chain we use every day. This is not just another R2 or Roan where it's unclear whether the market even needs it or not. As I mentioned, Altius accelerates chains, and most importantly, it does so safely, unlike some other solutions, because in their field, they are truly the leaders today. They have strong investment backing and a great, solid team. Right now, there are a number of activities that we can take part in. And most importantly, there won't be a testnet here because I confirmed this directly with the team. In fact, they already have a finished product that should be launching soon. And our task right now is to try to interact with this project as much as possible. In the near future, other companies are also planned, which I will talk about as well, or maybe I'll make another video. But today, let's talk about what can be done right now. We are still considered early users in the project. What value can we bring them in order to potentially receive an airdrop in the future? So let's talk about everything step by step now. By the way, I know for sure that those who are subscribed to the YouTube channel will definitely make at least 50 times returns on their portfolio in this round. So if by some miracle you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and please leave interesting comments about this project, whether you like it or not. I'd be interested to read them. I recommend subscribing to my Telegram channel. Information always comes out there faster. So if you're not there yet, the link, friends, is in the description. Let's go to their website and first get acquainted with the project. What exactly do they do and how does it work? Altius provides various dApps and developers with blockchain speed. And most importantly, they can scale their operations, that is, handle more users and more transactions. This is important, especially when the market is active. And first and foremost, a project like this will be very much in demand. In simple terms, if, for example, a transaction on Ethereum, let's say, takes about 4 seconds, now I'm just throwing out numbers off the top of my head. With Altius, it would take about 1.5 to 2 seconds. It might seem like users don't really need this, but in reality, it's very beneficial for the chain because it generally reduces the overall load. This allows a greater number of transactions to be processed. As a result, the network doesn't go down and operates more smoothly. And, as we all know, Solana, for example, tends to stop or shut down at certain times when the market is active. And with the help of Altius, this shouldn't happen because everything will be much faster. And the scale of these transactions will be handled much more easily. Overall, it speeds up transactions. Parallel execution is compatible with different VM, WAS, Move, and others. It makes the UX of DEX applications faster and, most importantly, more pleasant for the user. And it also attracts a huge number of developers because it's simple, easy to understand, and most importantly, developers can earn more with it. And logically, this means creating a higher quality product. Altius is like EVES 3. If you don't know what EVES is, you can Google it. I think it will be useful. Powerful, fast, and flexible execution layer that takes blockchain applications to a new level of performance. Basically, that's what we were just talking about. Who needs Altius? First and foremost, of course, application developers, dApp creators, and also users so that applications work quickly, stably, intuitively, and users don't have to deal with pointless waiting or feel tempted to switch to something else. Well, basically everyone benefits here. And first of all, Altius is built specifically for applications and developers, but as users, we'll also be taking advantage of it. So in general, it's a win-win situation. Altius is often compared to Ethereum, Solana, and other popular L2 solutions, which in fact nobody really needs right now. But if there is activity on Ethereum, there definitely will Bezen. Maybe it will make more sense. Well, it would be a more reasonable comparison. Solana achieves its speed through vertical integration of its tech and often at the expense of decentralization. Altius delivers high performance without sacrificing modularity or validator diversity. That's if we're reading these kinds of technical explanations. Ethereum is powerful but limited by sequential execution. Altius provides parallel execution, instruction level speed for all EVM compatible applications. And you could also compare it to, say, Arbitrum or Starknet, but I think there's not much point in that. Roughly speaking, they have a very cool sharding mechanism, which is exactly how they speed up transactions. In some ways, it might be similar to Mir. But again, I'm not a dev, so I can't confirm this for you or really explain it because our task is to use it. We're more users, and what interests us is how to make money from it. That's it. But if you're a dev or you understand this stuff, feel free to leave an interesting comment about how it works and how it's similar to Mir. It would definitely be interesting. I translated it into Russian for convenience. And let's take a look at their core team. It's small, as we can see. But of course, there are a lot of other people who just aren't shown here. CEO, Annabelle, strategy, leadership, management of a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency. previous experience at Amber Group, AirSwap, Consensus, Deutsche Bank. Well, that's some really impressive experience. Anita, Chief Technology Officer, CTO, Engineering Expert in Scalability of Distributed Systems, veteran of HFT Systems. Previously at Hudson River Trading and Oracle. Awesome. Vanya Paskar, by the way, is one of ours. She's Ukrainian. Growth and community, implementing global growth strategies, essentially marketing and ecosystem development as well. Previously, Vanya worked at Binance. If I'm not mistaken, he held similar positions there, responsible for marketing and developing Binance. Awesome. From 2019 to 2025. He has vast experience and has worked for quite a few years. And I know Vanya. I met him recently. He's a very knowledgeable guy with an impressive background, and he clearly knows what he's doing here. So that's the core team. And these are definitely people who understand what they're doing and what they want to achieve here. Here as well is basically what I've already talked about how Altius works, why it's fast, and so on. Let's take a look at their Twitter. Their Twitter is quite large. There are also many well-known people following them, including some of my acquaintances. But for now, we haven't seen any actual integrations with other projects yet. I think this will happen in the future. The Twitter account is active, and the engagement here is pretty good for this stage of the market. So everything looks pretty good here. As for investors, they raised $11 million from Pantera Capital. That's already a good sign. Lead. Founders Fund is also a lead. DSG, Amber Group, and then other funds. Here, basically Tier 3, Tier 4, and Tier 1 is Pantera. Let's see at what valuation they raised funds. Let's go to Drops tab and take a look. Here, pre-election on $110 million. That's not bad for a project of this level. It's quite solid. There's a link to the event. So everything was detailed there, who participated, how, and so on. Basically, that's how it happened. And most importantly, we have at least one Tier 1 fund. I think that $11 million for a project like this is clearly not a record or any kind of ceiling, because there's definitely room to raise more here. And well, this is a really necessary and very serious project. Now, our task is to figure out how we can make money from this, right? What we can do now in order to secure an airdrop in the future. First of all, they currently have a campaign for getting an early role in Discord. I don't know how long it will last. The team definitely hasn't said, but since I'm an ambassador for the project, I have an understanding that it will end soon, because quite a lot of people have already received roles. There's nothing complicated about it right now, and Discord is a bit tricky at the moment. The bot is lagging quite a bit. So let me explain how to do it properly. If you're watching and this activity is still relevant, that's great. If you see that it's already closed, that's not bad either. I wouldn't give up on the project. I would keep developing, especially in Discord, especially in the activities that will come in the future. And let's start by talking about Discord itself. They have an official guide on how to properly get the donor role. And by the way, they wrote in Discord that this role might be rewarded in the future. So they kind of hinted directly that it's worth getting it. Therefore, it would clearly not be a foolish thing to do. But first of all, you'll need to join the Discord. Next, you'll need to get the early bird role, connect your VM wallet using the Altius bot in the XBoot registration section. Next, link your Twitter account using the bot as well. And here, well, there's really nothing complicated about it. There's a very detailed manual here. By the way, I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. And I also wrote about this on Telegram. Let's go to Discord. Here, you need to type this / and click on register. After that, press enter and wait for the bot to load. Right now, most likely, it will also give me an error. You can see that I already tried to do this for the video because the bot is just down, and it's best to do this either late at night or early in the morning when there's less activity. Right now, it's completely down, but I know that people are still getting the role. So at the moment, I just won't be able to show this, but you'll have no problem doing it. Next, you'll simply link your Twitter using the bot and receive the role. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Let's type GM together now. I've already typed GM before, so somewhere around here I must have typed it. Here I am. This is what the role looks like. It's highlighted in yellow. In the future, you'll also be able to get the Garrett Rocky role. But at the moment, the ambassador program is closed. It makes sense to be active in Discord, be as helpful as possible, write tweets, and send all of that to the community tweets section. And possibly in the future, they will open up another role where you can submit all your contributions, receive the ambassador role, and continue to grow. As we can see, there aren't actually that many truly active ambassadors at the moment. There are about 40 people currently in the general chat. And for example, in the Russian and Ukrainian branches, there are far fewer. But nevertheless, there are ambassadors, they're all active, and it's possible that someone might get removed. Hopefully not me, and you'll be able to take their place without any problem. That's why ambassadors are, of course, very valuable to the project, because, well, I think there's no need to even explain why. There is definitely a reason to be active. Also, if you want to possibly get some additional roles in the future, it makes sense to be active on Discord. We can see that there isn't much activity right now, so just interact with other people and provide some value. Also, don't forget to join the general channel in English. Yes, here you can respond to newcomers, answer people's questions, help out, and also write tweets, articles maybe on Reddit or platforms like Medium, for example, and provide some real value and help bring in some additional revenue to this project. And I'll give you a little hint. In the future, they're planning a lot more activities, so right now it makes sense to get an early role and establish yourself on their server. And it definitely makes sense to take part in these upcoming activities, which I'll also be talking about. It's a cool project, interesting and promising. And my advice to you is to pay attention to ideas like this when they're at a stage where nobody needs them yet, when they're not in demand. Because as soon as they raise another 20 or $30 million in investment, suddenly everyone will be interested. Their valuation will skyrocket, and I think it will be much harder to stand out here since there will naturally be a lot more people wanting to get involved. From my side, I can say that some pretty serious Western influencers are acting as ambassadors here, people with a lot of experience and a deep understanding that this project is interesting. The dev team is really impressive. These are people who are building the entire ecosystem and who truly understand how it works and why the market actually needs it. And without any exaggeration, this is a project that chains really need. This isn't just another project that will click through in a testnet somewhere, burn some gas, and then a token comes out that nobody really knows what it's for, with no real use or idea behind it. That won't be the case here. At least I don't see anything like that here. And even if the token itself isn't needed by anyone, the core idea of this project will still be in demand. So if you found this helpful, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you think about this project and about my video guide in general. I'd really appreciate your feedback. Also subscribe to my Telegram channel, the link is in the description, and as always I wish you all profits and goodbye.